All right, so good morning, everyone. It's Mohammed Atif from ICTA. The Islamic Chamber Training Academy is a specialized institution affiliated with the Islamic Chamber of Commerce and Development. And our aim is to develop human capabilities with advance the private sector across the Islamic world. So we offer specialized training courses in business management as we believe that developing leaders is the first step towards creating an outstanding society for the business sector and achieving sustainable development. So recognizing the importance of learning from successful business leaders, the Islamic Chamber Training Academy has launched a series of interviews with the title of Inspiring Leaders and Impactful Stories. These interviews will bring together talented and experienced leaders all around from all across the globe. So today I have the pleasure of speaking with Mr. Mohammed El-Srouji. He's the CEO of Assentify. And Mohammed is a vision-driven technology professional with extensive experience in managing large, complex projects with delivering cutting-edge technologies and software solutions to various governments, telecom companies, and enterprises worldwide. So the total value of the project he delivered, it actually exceeds $750 million. And yeah, I should thank you for that. And also thank you for joining us today, Mr. Suruji. We can begin with your experience in leading international orgs. What were some key challenges that you faced while leading such international organizations?
Definitely, I'd say first and foremost, culture. It's easier, I would say, when you're doing a startup and most of your team is in the same time zone, has the same cultural values, has the same kind of work ethics, has the
Mhm.
same kind of outlook on life and same goals. It's easier to communicate, it's easier to manage as a team. However, when you have cross teams across different continents with different values, different
Mhm.
communication skills, different visions on how to do things. Things can tend to become more difficult to manage, right?
Yeah.
But I think at the core, it's your ability to communicate with your team
Mhm.
and align your team on the similar visions and similar
Mhm.
goals. That will help you kind of achieve the challenges faced
Mhm.
in teams like that or cross teams from different time zones and different communities.
Mhm.
I think getting everyone involved in the direction of the company, getting them on board in the direction of the company. And that doesn't mean, because a lot of people make this mistake, that doesn't mean management. Management needs to be on board of the vision and the direction, but everyone in the company from bottom all the way to the top of the food chain, because everyone needs to be aligned towards driving. And sometimes change comes from people who are interacting with your customers on a daily basis and not from
Yes.
management. So it's important to kind of listen to everyone and align everyone on the same vision.
Now moving to the strategies that have ensured the long-term success of your international organization. What kind of strategies that have been most effective to you?
So I think, look, when it comes to business units, when it comes to, because I've been on both ends of the spectrum. I've led business units in large scale enterprises, worked with governments, and I've done my own entrepreneurship,
Mhm.
companies and startups. And now Assentify, I'm a co-founder of that. We've raised our Series A as well moving forward. Um, I'd say the most important thing, whether it's a scale up or a business or a startup, is selling, right?
Mhm.
You get the selling down and you survive, cash flow into the company, you're good. I think
Mhm.
a lot of entrepreneurs get stuck into, oh, but the idea is fantastic, great, but the
Mhm.
product market fit is not there. People
Exactly.
are not responding, people are
Mhm.
not buying. Similar with business units, even if you're kind of delivering a project, you're getting money in based on delivery of the project and based on being able to receive those milestones one after the other. So I think the only time you get to say, I can do this, is when you have actually sold and started implementing and delivering your first project, your second, your third, and your fourth. So don't spend a lot of time contemplating, planning, and thinking, and ineffectively not making a decision, right? Make the decision, sell. Selling is what proves a company, and selling and delivering on what you have sold is what proves that you can sustain that company. So those, in my opinion, strategy, first and foremost strategy is sell and then deliver.
What kind of advice that you would give to future leaders?
Um, Being a leader is not what people kind of cut it out to be, right?
Mhm,
You picture those leaders as, someone who knows everything or have everything down and right. And no, I mean, leaders are people who actually have been making decisions
mhm,
on a daily basis, right? And most of these decisions are right. I'd like to say, like, on the 80% of these decisions are right, but there is the 20% that is wrong. We don't know everything. Leaders have to listen to everyone around them. They have to take in feedback, constructive criticism. There's no free entrepreneur at the end of the day. There's an entrepreneur that listens to an investor and the board, and people who have money with him, or listens to his customers at least, or listens to
mhm,
his team. So
mhm,
you need to listen, and honestly, you cannot be set in your ways. Yes, you need to make decisions, and you need to make decisions quick, but you need to listen before you make those decisions. I think that is key to being a good leader in today's world. Evaluating the knowledge and possessing all, or processing all the data before you make those decisions, because you're responsible for everyone in the ship.
Could you share with us like the leadership principles that you have found most valuable during your journey?
One is effective goal setting.
Mhm,
So I think top of that list is really effective goal setting,
mhm,
and for me, that actually means that you plan. Plan to fail is fine,
mhm,
but you plan. You set on a piece of paper. You say quickly, those are the goals that I want to meet. All right. It's not a it could be a sales target, it could
mhm.
be, a product launch, it could be setting documentation in place, it could be a certification, it could be personal goals, right?
Yes.
Finishing this certificate, finishing this university, meeting this girl, doesn't matter, right?
Mhm.
It's a setting of a goal,
Yes.
and doing those goals and measuring them. All right. So setting like smart KPIs, which are specific, measurable key performance indicators that you can actually come back the next month and say, oh, I met some of those, I failed to meet the others, and actually
Mhm,
work towards fixing those, putting them in the back, adding more, and keeping on progressing, because then you can measure your progress. And that really redefines the way you look at your life, and you look at your business, and you look at everything. Because if you're able to see, oh, well, when I was effective, when I was driving, I was able to kind of do one, two, three, four, failed doing five and six, but still I achieved one to four, right?
yes.
It gives you a different outcome when you set your mind to things. A lot of people kind of achieve a lot, but because they don't put them as goals, or they don't set them up, they feel that they have not accomplished anything most of
Mhm,
the time. And that
mhm.
stops them from actually accomplishing bigger and bigger things, right? So
Yes.
once you set them up, and and you're measuring them, and you're following them, honestly, it will really help you as you move forward,
Mhm.
in definitely everything you're doing.
Well, Mr. Mohammed, those are priceless piece of advice. I would like to thank you so much for sharing your valuable insights and experience with us today. We do appreciate his time and valuable insights on the challenges, strategies, advice, and of course, leadership principles related to international orgs. Thank you all for joining us today.